Hey everyone, it's Mike. I'm here to show you the next demo of Island Paradise. In the last broadcast, Graham showed off a little bit about houseboats and how cool it is to build your house that floats right in the water. Today I'll be showing you a little about resorts. So let's not delay, let's get right into the demo. So here's my resort here. So resorts are a new community venue type that you're actually going to be able to own and manage. So let's jump right in. I have Lee over here, and he's just purchased this fixer-upper resort. Looks like things are a little bit broken down here. So the resorts are just like your home lot. You're going to have to take care of them, or else things are going to break, things are going to get dirty. So what I did is I went ahead and hired these two maintenance workers to help Lee out. Looks like they're doing their job over here, so Lee can enjoy things. So we're going to send Lee outside, and as he's making his way outside, I'm going to show you a little bit of what we have here in our resort. What you're looking at is the front desk. So the front desk is where you go to manage your resort. It's kind of like the central place that you go to just do everything resort management like. So I'm going to jump in here. I'm going to show you a little bit about how you can get feedback for your resort. So I'm going to go over here to the resort management tab, show you quickly about resort reviews. So here's a resort reviews panel, something that you look at to see how your resort's doing. It sort of resembles an online review site. So you can read, people are giving you star ratings, and I'm not doing that well. So somebody over here, Foodie268, is telling me, how about adding a bar to your resort? Probably a good suggestion. So let's go ahead and move on. I'll keep that in mind. Maybe we'll do that later. So we're gonna send Lee over here. I'm gonna just take a quick look around my beach resort. You see some beach activities going on. We have one of my Sims over here laying down, enjoying the sun, listening to some tunes. We have Mom over here playing with her toddler in the water. I think you guys have seen this thing in the trailer. Really fun. I'm gonna pull back here, show a wide shot of my resort. If you guys have probably already noticed that my lot is actually on the water. It's halfway in the water, halfway on land. It's a new lot type that we've added to Island Paradise. You're going to be able to build residential as well as community lots right on the water. And to help complete the look, over here what we're looking at is our stilted foundations. So it'll help you build right over the water. And so what I plan to do in this little area over here is actually build some guest suites for my Sims to stay at. So I'm going to go into build by mode here. I'm going to go start building it, but that would probably take a little long. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use blueprint mode. So blueprint mode was introduced in Seasons, but what we've done is we've kind of beefed it up a little bit for Island Paradise. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take two of my blueprints here. These are still in development. That's why you're seeing the little fire hydrants here. So I'm going to have these beach bungalows that I made. I'm going to place it down here. So just with 2 clicks, I'm able to place down 2 VIP guest rooms for my resort. So now there's a place for my most important guests to stay at. So I'm going to go into live mode here. Just show you a little bit of how this looks. It's a complete room with a bathroom and a bed. I'm going to open up the garage doors here so it's open to air. I'm going to take Lee. I think Lee needs a break. We're going to have him relax here on this little private deck. And as he makes his way to his little private room here, I'm going to talk a little bit about our resort here. I think there were concerns online about resorts being a rabbit hole only thing. So the answer to that question is no. You can go into build by and build out your resort completely from build by, but there is a little bit of a dependency with the rabbit hole. You are going to be required to at least drop down 1 resort tower rabbit hole, and what that's used for is in case you decide you're the player who builds a resort and decides not to put any beds or bathrooms down, there needs to be a place for your Sims to go in and fulfill their motives. So Lee's over here, and it looks like one of our maintenance workers decided to hang out in the guest suite as well. Now, that's nice. Yeah. So I want to continue building my resort. I really want to add some things for my Sims to do while they're hanging out in the resort. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go add some amenities. So amenities is a word we use to describe activities as well as services for your resort. So, I mean, what I did right here is I dropped down a pool, which is considered an amenity, as well as the slide and the pool bar. And since I am the resort manager, I want to hire somebody to man my pool bar over here. So I'm going to go ahead and hire Samir over here. All right. So as we wait for them to get over here, we'll go ahead and pull our sims out and start using some of the new activities that we've added here. So yeah, so back to what I was talking about with amenities. So amenities are things like services and activities for your sim. So keeping your resort clean and maintenance staff, that's also an amenity. Activities such as the pool bar and the water slide, those are also amenities. And you're going to add those to your resort. And as you add those, the quality of your resort actually goes up. So the more amenities you have, generally speaking, the better the quality of your resort. And the better the quality of your resort, you're going to be able to attract more people. Wow, this guy does not like my pool. Thumbs down. Look at that. Another thing we wanted to add to was we wanted to make sure we use the thought bubbles to show how your guests are doing. So as you're managing your resort, you look around the resort, you're going to see thought bubbles come up in people's heads, and they're going to give you immediate feedback of how your resort's doing. So you're going to see things as like, your resort's dirty, or hey, I could really use a gym, or maybe a bar or a pool. So you could act on that, as well as looking into the review panel. The review panel will tell you exactly what kind of things you should be adding to your resort. So my bar worker has not showed up yet, but pretty soon I'm picturing I will. So here's bar worker, not exactly Samir, but bar worker nonetheless. And I'm going to go ahead and I want to change the drink special. So business options are something you can do in resorts. It's something we really wanted to hit home. So what you can do is you can select on the bar to change the drink special, but there's actually other options you can do. So you can actually go into a resort management option here, which is also available on the map tag if you want to manage your resort from a high level. So I'm going to enter our finances panel here. Finances panel is really cool way to operate your resort, see how your resort's doing, because it shows all of your amenities listed in one panel. You're going to see employees here, as well as a lot of the objects that you've placed down. You're going to see your operational costs. You're going to see how much it's actually costing you. So the pool bar over here is costing me $50 a day to operate. I'm going to click on it. I want to set the drink special to something really fancy. So I'm going to go with the fresh and fruity here. As you can tell, it updated. Now it's costing me $100 a day to operate my pool bar. So hopefully that's a good investment. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go give it a try since I am the resort owner. Let's send you over here to get a drink, see how things are going. So yeah, so the more and more activities you put on your resort, more and more amenities, the more customers you'll possibly get. So what you want to do from there is you want to build more, you want to increase the capacity of your resort. So what you want to do is, here's what I was talking about earlier about the rabbit holes, is that this is the resort tower rabbit hole. This is one of the required, at least one of the required pieces that you're going to need to run your resort. So what I want to do here is I want to increase the capacity of my resort to allow for, for the more guests that are coming in. So what you can do is you can actually upgrade these resorts. So there's 3 levels to them. I'm going to go in and upgrade it twice because I really like the effects that it makes. So you got to see this. So there is upgrade 1, and you got to wait for upgrade 2 because it's really cool. Upgrade 2. Looks really cool. So now it's fully upgraded. That also does is it unlocks a new amenity feature for your resort. You're going to be able to go in there and turn on spa services. So it's the same thing as a spa rabbit hole in base game. You're going to be able to go in there and get treatments such as a massage, facial, body treatments, and it also comes with upkeep costs. So you're going to have to make sure you keep that in check.
All right. This first question is for Mike. We have coming in from Cover It Live. Someone asks, can you visit resorts if you don't own them too? Like, can you go and stay at them?
So yeah, so you don't have to own or manage a resort. You actually can go into a resort and just visit them. And we were talking about the private rooms earlier. You're going to be able to check in. So what's really fun is you're going to be able to go to a resort, and private rooms are set up, and the ones that we are shipping with the game, we're going to have 3 of them. They're going to be set up with VIP private rooms. So you're going to go to the front desk, and you could check into the regular standard room. It's going to send you to the rabbit hole to freshen up and go to sleep. Or you could check into the VIP room, which costs a little bit more, but you get your own little private room to just for the amount of your stay.
Players want to know though, can you run resorts in different worlds? Like if I had The Sims 3 Late Night installed, could I run a resort in Bridgeport?
So yeah, you can run a resort in any world you want. We actually, I mean, you have the pre-built resorts that we showed, or you can actually build one from scratch. I think that's one of the fun parts for me. I like building my own resort from scratch. And I'm not really like that good in build buy, so that's why we introduced blueprint mode. So one of the cool things I like to do is actually go to an empty lot, use blueprint mode, quickly build up my resort, and then start running it right away. So yeah, you're going to be able to do that in any world that you want.
Mike, I think you still have the game up. Would it be easy for you to show us some of the new cast assets, the new clothes and hairstyles that we have in game?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. So I put the game up here. One of the things I sort of forgot to mention in the demo, but I could talk a little bit about it now, is you're actually going to be able to customize your resort worker uniforms. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So you can go to the front desk and you can set a uniform for all of your resort workers. You're going to have a bunch of presets available to you, such as beach style, standard hotel, like what you're looking at here. And you're also going to be able to customize it using any content that you have installed from old EPs, SPs, store content, anything that's marked valid for careers.
Mike, can you tell us a little bit more about the resort finances panel and how that really translates into gameplay in The Sims 3 Island Paradise?
So what's really neat about the finance panel, we put it together so you have like a nice, neat place to see all your amenities on your resort. Initially, when we were testing it out, we found out it was hard to keep track of everything on your resort. So really, it's there as a tool for you to see everything that's kind of costing you money, things that are making your guests happy. You can go in there and make decisions right from the panel. I think that's one of the neatest features of the finance panel. You can access it from your phone, you could access it from the map tag, you could access it from the front desk. So we make it really easy for you to get to the finance panel, and we make it really easy for you to make business decisions right from the panel.
Very cool. So the other panel you showed us, people are wondering about the reviews panel. You talked a little bit about star ratings and some comments that players actually, or that Sims are leaving about your resort. How does that translate into gameplay for resorts?
So the reviews panel is a nice way for us to give you feedback about how you're doing. It's a good place. It's a little bit funny, some of the humor that we built into the text there. We hope you're gonna like. But really, what you want to do is you want to go in there, and it's going to show you what your star rating is for your resort. And like what I was talking about before, that represents the overall quality of your resort, and that kind of drives your total occupancy. So the better your resort, the more people want to stay there. And then so it goes back to the reviews. So the reviews are going to give you some hints. It's not always bad. Things are going to show up, things you're doing well in, and you're going to see things that's like, hey, I really like your pool. Or they're going to say, hey, I really wish you offered a gym at this place. And so, you can act on it if you want. You don't have to. You could actually decide to build your resort as like a 2-star and keep it there and still earn money. But you can also go into the review panel and see what you're missing. And, if you're the type of player that wants to get to that 5-star resort, it's really going to come in handy.
So Mike, you showed us a little bit about the resort tower and how you can upgrade it. You also showed us how you can put new buildings onto your own resort. So if I wanted to start my own resort, would I be able to build out a full resort with the resort tower and the custom built hotel rooms? How does that work?
So the only prerequisite for a resort is that you need a front desk and you need at least one resort tower. You can try to run a resort with all resort towers, but what's going to happen is you're going to end up running out of room quickly. And what you want to do is you want to use the room on your lot to put amenities, things for your Sims to do. I mean, there's the spa services from the resort tower. They can go in there, sleep, freshen up. But what they really probably want to do is they want to have pools. They want to have a gym. They want to they want to have like artwork on there. So, in a pool bar, things that are fun to do. So, yeah, you can do that, but you're not going to be a very well-rounded resort if you just lay down all rabbit holes.